What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about the latest Arcade1up Fast and Furious leak that's been all over the internet. It's been all over social media, and several of you have been sending me this image. Thank you so much for bringing it to my attention. And after doing a little bit of digging, I found the website, and I talked to Arcade1up, and I think we're going to try to clear up a few things right now about this before we get a little bit too excited, which is something we tend to do. So we're going to go over and check out the source of the leak, which is this Polish website, joystick.com.pl. If you're having a little bit of trouble with the language barrier, because, believe it or not, I myself am having trouble with this. I'm not Polish, no matter what you may have heard. So what you can do is you can go up here in your search engine and click on the translate function. We're going to go over to English, and we're going to see, okay, now we're starting to see some stuff here. We're going to start it's going to start to make some sense. We're going to agree to all the cookies. We're going to scroll down here, and here is the image right here. And you can see why this is a little bit concerning, because number one, right off the bat, it's got a riser. Well, we know that that's not really the first leak image that we saw. We're going to review that image in just a minute also. But there's a few things wrong with this. First off is going to be the riser, which is really funky. And, I don't like it. It's definitely kind of a combination. You can tell what they did here. And I think this is, let's talk about, is this Photoshop? Is this a prototype cabinet? What they've done here is they've basically, I think, combined some elements from other cabinets to kind of make this. And I think this is definitely not a early prototype version of the cabinet, because I've had some conversations with Arcade1up. This is not a prototype. The cabinet was never really designed to have a riser at all. Also, another thing you're going to notice from the image, now we'll take a look at this. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the original leak. Now we're going to have, this is the cabinet off to the right, the real cabinet, and then the leaked image. Now this image is unedited. It's straight. That's that original photo that was all around social media. This is out of the user manual for deluxe cabinets. You can see that's the shape of the cabinet. You can see, even though it's in black and white, you can see that the artwork is really, really different from what we're seeing from this listing over here. One big thing to take note of, there's no actors' faces on the side of the cabinet whatsoever. Also, the fact that this is a deluxe cabinet, and it is not, in fact, what we see over here with this riser. So that's not the case. So I did reach out to Arcade1up. They did say this is not a prototype. This is not some prototype. The riser design was never going to be a part of the Fast and Furious design. It's just not the way it was. So what I think is happening here, and once again, we take a look at this. Let's take a look at the image real quick. You can see just a ton of differences. The side panels are completely different. This is a deluxe cabinet, much in the vein of the other deluxe cabinets. And this is just, I think at the end of the day, it's just not what we can expect from the final product. So here's what I think has happened. I think basically what we're looking at as a retailer is trying to get a jump on the listing. They needed an image that wasn't black and white, taken from social media like we did, and they had to just kind of come up with something on their own. Now, it does beg the question, if they are going to offer the product, if they're actually going to be able to have it, wouldn't they have some preliminary images? Wouldn't they have some promotional material? Wouldn't they have something? We have seen in many, many cases a listing pop up for insert cabinet name here, and there's just a blank image. It's just a stock photo of something else, image coming soon. Why they decided to go and go to this link to kind of Photoshop a cabinet so they could have a listing, I don't exactly know. Who really knows why or how these retailers try to stand out? I think we know why they try to stand out, is to get some eyes on the product. But this is not what you're looking at right here. Let's go back and share the screen. What you're looking at here is not at all what you can expect from the Arcade1up cabinet once it arrives. Well, it's already arrived. It's already on the shores. Once you get it home, this is not it at all. I don't like this at all. I mean, if this was indeed the layout, and I'm not necessarily a riser hater, but I do not like the way this looks at all. It just doesn't really work for me in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, it just something that I really wanted to bring to your attention. This is not what you can expect from the cabinet at all. I mean, I really hope not. Let's just listen. We can't rule out the possibility that perhaps the information that I have is not accurate, and this is maybe this was a prototype. Maybe this was the beginning, and somebody has this image laying around somewhere. I guess it's possible, but from what I'm being told, it was never part of the design to have this as a risered cabinet, which begs the question also, how long has the deluxe cabinet idea been kicking around? Obviously, we know we have the 3 deluxe cabinets that are available Best Buy now. Eventually, I think in about a month, we heard this on the one update. Eventually, it'll roll out to other retailers. So it's definitely been in the pipeline for a while. It was part of the initial redesign, or not the initial redesign, but the redesign plans for this year's legacy cabinets. But is this the plan moving forward for every single cabinet? How long has it been the mentality, the thought process at Arcade1up that we're just going to go deluxe from here on out? As a, once again, somebody who is not a riser hater, I do like the idea of eliminating the risers and moving on. I think at the end of the day, it's a better looking product, and you're probably still going to have a small riser to get these things exactly to the height that you want. So, well, let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. This is what you can expect. This image on the left, but this other image that you've seen kicking around, it's not what we're going to see. At least that's what I'm being told. And to be honest, looking at that image, I really hope that's not the case. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.